I'm Ilya Marchenko.
I'm Dennis Kudla.
I'm Jesper de Jong.
I'm Henry Laaksonen.
I am Francisco Cerundolo, and you are listening to the Game to Love podcast.
Hey, welcome back, tennis fans. It's the WTA Tour Finals, and finally the groups did get released, but it was quite late for us last night, so we had to push this one over to the weekend. But very excited. We got the top 8 ladies from the WTA race, but it's not to Shenzhen this time. We're going to Fort Worth, and you can see this in the background. We got some nice Texas images, and I'm quite excited for this one because the arena that they're playing in looks pretty fantastic as well. I think it's around 14,000 people will be able to watch this amazing tour final event, JG.
Howdy, partner. Yeehaw! Yeehaw!
That's it, mate.
Yeah, no, looking forward to it. This should be fun with some really good players. I know the title of the video is Iga versus the rest. It really does feel a little bit like that. There's been one dominant force on tour this year, and that's been Iga. Apart from that, I'd say Jessica Pegula has been probably one of the more consistent second places, or you could make a case for Ons Jabeur as well. Coco Gauff, of course, a few slam finals. But really, it just seemed like Iga, a few gaps, and then the rest of the WTA Tour. But let me know in the comment section or the live chat if you agree with me there. And let's begin, Ben. I know you've got some nice graphics. There was a ceremony last night, and we was just waiting for the draw, which has now been released. So this is the class of 2022. So we have Iga, we've got Ons Jabeur, Jessica Pegula, Coco Gauff, Caroline Garcia, Aryna Sabalenka, Daria Kasatkina, and Maria Sakkari making up 8th spot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's the correct order, but it's definitely those are the ones. And the groups, they're not in that order. Don't worry, we'll come to those in just a second. But let's just have a look through this this nice graphic here, because this one, I spotted this, and it was just showing some nice, interesting statistics about some of the players and what they've done this year. Obviously, Iga's one is just far and above everybody else, and that's why the thumbnail had to reflect it. I mean, it has been a one-way traffic. I mean, she has over double the amount of points of second place in the race, and it's, well, credit to her. What an amazing year. Don't worry, if you're an Iga fan, by the end of this year, there will be a very, very big Iga pod coming your way, and there's something I think that I need to be creating as well, which is going to be called the Iga skyline, which, you have all of these buildings that go across and you have like we see in the background of this actual stream. But this is going to be with her trophies, with the silhouette of or the Iga 2022 season. I'm going to make one of these, and it should be quite a nice.
What's that for? The podcast?
Yeah, for the podcast, I'm just going to make a nice skyline. It's going to be called the Iga skyline, I think, for 2022. Can she add one more tower to the skyline, being the WTA finals? So let's have a look quickly at some of the statistics here. 89% win rate for Iga. That's just ridiculous. 8 titles, including 2 Grand Slams, and what a fantastic year she's had. Ons Jabeur, the number 2.
Quickly on the Iga one, Ben.
Go on.
I actually thought it was higher than 89.
Wow. I mean, 89,
is that just me being a bit delusional? Like, I don't know. But for me, Iga, I would say she wins like 95% of the time. It feels more like a 95 year than an 89 year.
I see where you're coming from, because it's hard to remember, like, even really her losses. You can probably count them on one hand, you'd think. I think the start of the year.
The problem is what's made it like this is because recently, the last few months, there's been a few cluster of losses. Yeah. And that's what's skewed the data a little bit. But if you just took into consideration sort of the first, 7-8 months of the year, then it would have probably been around 95%.
Yeah, I mean, she has dropped off only a smidge. I know, because she came back and then she won another tournament. So I don't think we can really criticize her too much, because she did just win the US Open. I think she's entitled to, and she won, obviously, Roland Garros for a second time. But Yeah, we've got a lot to get through here. We'll have a look at Ons Jabeur. 75%, still pretty good from Ons Jabeur. Fantastic year, 2 titles and 2 Grand Slam finals as well. So really, really good. She has to get a massive shout out because she has to be up there with one of the most improved players on the tour. Obviously, Iga, we never saw this year coming, but we knew she had it in her locker. She already had a Grand Slam, obviously. So Pegula, somebody you're very, very keen on, especially in the big tournaments as well. And she's sort of shown that just recently, winning in Guadalajara, one title.
She's the queen of the Masters, Jessica Pegula, and I'd put her as probably the second threat above Ons Jabeur, specifically on this surface as well. 70% win rate, 1 title, 3 Grand Slam quarterfinals. Coco Gauff, 67%. Roland Garros runner-up and youngest WTA finalist since 2005. That is remarkable for her. Of course, she's in the top 10 now as well. This year has been just amazing for her. And just one thing she's missing is a big title, if I'm honest, or a title. I don't know if she's won a title. I can't think of any off the top of my head. We've got Maria Sakkari there, 63% win rate. And she is the queen of the runner-ups. It's like she's always runner-up. Or if it's not runner-up, she's a semi-finalist. She does very well until the final stages and then crumbles.
Yeah.
4 runners-ups this year alone. Garcia, she's, I don't know, on the decline a little bit. I know she's just recently split with her coach, and it wasn't in a very amicable manner. There was a lot of shouting, and it ended quite quickly. So they're not on very good terms. So I'm assuming she's going into this with no coach, unless she's already found another one. Let me know in the comment section. 68% win rate, 3 titles, and a US Open semi-finalist. Sabalenka, 60%, US Open semi-finalist and 2 runners-up. And Kasatkina, 60% win rate, 2 titles, and a Wimbledon semi-finalist.
Yeah, I mean, which one would you say is the biggest surprise to be in this group of 8 ladies?
Definitely, without a doubt, Garcia. And when I say that, I mean if you was to ask me from the start of the year to now, Garcia would have been the one that shocked me. I wasn't expecting her to do anything like she did. She's found her best form since sort of 2015 time, and I wasn't expecting her to be nowhere near the top 8. So credit to her. And I mean, at the US Open, there was a time when I was thinking maybe she's going to go and win the whole thing.
Yeah, I know. And to think, even before the French Open, no one would even have thought this year would have been as good as it is. But since the French Open doubles win, she just
won that, didn't she?
She became incredible, like unplayable for the next few months. So, well, credit to her. It's almost like she harnessed her inner Iga for the next few months to produce that form, but unfortunately wasn't able to get the US Open title.
So would you agree, Ben, that Garcia is your biggest shock as well out of the 8?
Yeah, for sure. From the start of the year, I would say Kasatkina has to be really proud of herself as well, because I think that's just grit, determination, and hard work. That's not luck by any means from Kasatkina. She is a grinder on the court, and all she gets her wins.
Anyone could be lucky though to get to a tour finals. It's done over a year. It's not a lucky thing.
No.
So all of these players here are here off merit and hard work alone. And then the last question I've got for you is, aside from Iga, who's your favourite out of the rest? I've already said mine is Jessica Pegula. Is yours the same as well?
It's hard to look past her, to be honest, but something says Sakkari might have a chance here. I don't know why. I don't know why. No. It's a bit of a weird one, this one, but I don't know. There's just something about she might be able to pull something out the bag based upon maybe the groups, but let's wait and see. Obviously, she just lost in a final. She just lost to Pegula, so it's not really too much to go off, is it? So Pegula is the obvious next best because you just won a tournament, but we are playing indoor now, so you've got to take that into consideration.
So let's have a look at the groups, and to start off, we've got the Tracy Austin group, and the other one's the Nancy Richey group. So in the first one, we've got Iga, Coco, Caroline Garcia, and Daria Kasatkina. So that is the 4 names there.
Yeah.
What do you make of that initially? I think Iga's going to be rubbing her hands together. Yeah. That is a nice group for her.
I'll go through. As soon as I saw it released, my first thought was this. I'll just put it into this perspective. Coco beats her easily. Garcia on decline. Kasatkina is more of just keeps the ball in play and hopes for you to make a mistake and can get finished by someone like an Iga.
Agreed.
That's
a great analysis. I'm on the same page completely. The only thing I would say is Coco Gauff may beat Iga. I'm not writing that off at all.
I'm not going to say that. I'm definitely not on that.
Off. What are you basing it off of? Because they played on the clay courts of Roland Garros.
I'm basing it off. She's never beaten her. That's what I'm basing it off.
Yeah, but Iga's a bit. I
don't know.
Playing as good as when she played Coco.
She didn't play that well in the US Open. She won the US Open. That's how good she is. Got to remember that.
I don't know. I think the Coco one's tough, but apart from that, Iga has a nice group. On the second group, Ons Jabeur, Jessica Pegula, Sakkari, Sabalenka. I think this is a bit of a free-for-all. And I'm more or less certain we won't agree on the same two going through.
It's going to be so tough, this group.
There's no chance we will have the same two going through this group.
No, I mean, Sabalenka is maybe the dark horse for the whole thing, I think. Like, it's just she's one that she's low. She was number 7 in the race, and she doesn't. I don't think she has a favorable. We'll come to the head-to-heads anyway in a second. But if she has the game, it's only a few matches, and she can beat these women on the court. Surely, if she turns up, she can power anyone off the court. So it's just like we just don't know which one's turning up with her ever. So it's interesting, that group though. It's a bit lopsided, the groups, to be totally honest. I think that if they like spread, I don't know, maybe Pegula into the other group, but then I think
Garcia and Kasatkina had to be split to make it the most even it can be.
Iga versus Gauff for love. Iga Garcia 1-1 and Iga Sabalenka 4-1.
Iga Sabalenka, listen, I'm going to stand with what I said. I just don't think Sabalenka beats her. However, the Iga Coco Gauff one, I think Coco might be able to beat her. I know she's never beaten her before, and the stats don't suggest it. But I think in America as well, indoor hard court, it's just got more chances, I feel, for Coco than an Iga right now. But that's just my crazy take on the whole thing. I think a big one to note as well is Kasatkina's head-to-head against these players. Does she have a favourable against anyone? Yes, she does. Against Coco Gauff, is that right?
Who's that?
Kasatkina.
Yeah, against Coco Gauff.
And Sakkari, 4-1.
I mean, that's the shocker one for me. I mean, if she was
so if Kasatkina plays Sakkari, they're not in the same group, then Kasatkina looks favourite in that situation.
It's a tough one, I think, for Kasatkina. I mean, she has to try and get out of a group with Iga in as well. So she's going to have to play Iga. She's also she's going to have to play Coco. Well, I think Coco Gauff. I favour her against Kasatkina in that group.
It's very interesting looking at some of these. It's just strange.
It's lopsided, a lot of them.
Because Coco Gauff struggles against Iga, struggles also against Sakkari, lost 4 times and beaten her once, and then struggles against Kasatkina, never beaten Kasatkina, Coco Gauff.
It's a bit mad, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, as Damara says, the thing is the head-to-head doesn't play on the court. And as much as we're looking into this, I think this shows, if anything, anyone can beat anyone. And
yeah, definitely.
I don't actually think they mean too much.
When it comes to push comes to shove at the end of the whole thing,
I think the head-to-heads mean a lot more for the men.
Look who won it last year, Muguruza. She wasn't really playing that great leading up to it, and then she won the whole thing. And I think even Sabalenka did well in last year's. You got to remember, Sabalenka, she actually defeated Iga last year at the WTA Tour Finals, and that might play if they end up meeting again. That will play on her mind potentially. She knows that she can beat Iga, and that's why Sabalenka, I think, could be a potential dark horse for the whole thing. She has an indoor, and she has I believe she has a record which is against Iga where, hang on 1 second. No, it's just at the WTA finals. Jabeur is the one I'm most worried for, if I'm perfectly honest. And do you want me to tell you why?
Well, she's not worried if she plays Garcia, free in love.
No, not the Garcia one, but I mean against Sakkari and against Pegula, because they've only ever played once each time on indoor hard court, and she's lost to both of them on those and in that surface. And
Yeah, I don't make Jabeur second favourite at all.
no, same here. I feel that Jabeur has a real tough job on her hands in this tournament, and Pegula being in the same group was pretty much, that was a horrible thing that came out the draw. That's for sure. I think that she was probably hoping, please don't give me Pegula in my side. I don't think she wanted that at
Well,
all.
let's hear what they had to say, because they was speaking on the stage yesterday, and this is some of the quotes from that. We'll start off with Kasatkina. She said, obviously, all the groups are very tough. I knew that whoever you get here is going to be a big fight. And if you want to win, you have to give your best. It's going to be fun. And this is quite a cool photo of her. Photoshop the glasses on. But no, they're all looking quite good. We've got Iga, I believe, up next. No, here we go. This is Iga. You can see she was all dressed up as well.
Hey,
Looking
nice dress.
fabulous, saying, I feel like there is a lot of variety in my group in terms of the way Coco, Carol, and Dasha are playing. I'm super excited to be in the finals. I feel like it's a celebration of what we've done in the past year. I'm just proud to be here. I mean, she just about scraped it this year, Iga. Very fortunate to get in.
Just about. She could have been in twice, I think. She got
We're
that
talking
many
about the
points.
variety. That's a good point we've not factored into this. I know you're looking at the head-to-head, but could you argue, if you're in a group with loads of different styles, that that's tougher than 3 good players who all play the same way?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I mean, it's all these different styles. Look at all of these different people we've got as well. None of them, I would say, play the same way. That's the interesting thing about it all. Each of them have some very, very like good attributes to their game. We know what Iga's all about on the court, but we know like
I think
Pegula.
Caroline Garcia and Coco Gauff, though, is pretty similar.
I'd say Garcia, when she was playing her top tennis, she was trying to emulate an Iga style approach of quick points, hitting winners. And the trouble with that, if you fall off a bit, then you start to look terrible because you start missing a lot. And then all the losses start racking up based upon unforced errors. And that's sort of what started happening more to Garcia. She couldn't maintain that Iga style. And which that's the most incredible thing about Iga, is that she's been able to do that throughout the course of a whole year. And if that's the style that she plays for the rest of her career, everybody else is going to have to step up and try and learn how to play against that, because it's nearly unplayable.
Yeah. And this is something which is playable against, because Sabalenka made a joke saying, I think I was the queen of double faults this season. If you guys have any questions, I think my coach is here somewhere. So she just directed everyone to her coach to ask questions about her double faults. And that is the big thing. If she is in double fault mode, then she's not a threat to anyone. Doesn't matter about any head-to-head, or you can say this is her surface, or she did well last year. If she's firing double faults, I mean, you'd give her a good run for her money.
Maybe. It was very sad. I really like Sabalenka as well. She's one of those players who's so likable.
I agree. She's very fiery on the court, but off the court, she's a really likable character and someone who I would love to go for a beer with her.
I think, yeah, why not?
Or a glass of wine, little cocktail.
She seems like a laugh, doesn't she? She
Yeah.
seems like she's got a great sense of humor and just generally a nice person off the court. And no matter, people criticize her, but I think the main frustration people criticize her for is that double faulting. Like, they know that a year or so ago, we were talking about her being a Grand Slam champion, or maybe being world number one and taking the whole.
She's going to win a Grand Slam.
Do you think that Iga has sort of taken what Sabalenka was supposed to do, really? I mean, that was what we thought Saba was going to do. And Iga just went, oh, yeah, guess what? I'm going to do that exact thing you thought she was going to do, and actually do it in the exact way. Because she did. She went and won the US Open as well. We probably thought, we had Saba, I think, winning the Australian Open or something like that, a hardcourt slam.
No, I know what you mean. And she is going to win slams, but I'm not going to take anything away from Iga. and I don't want to be that guy saying I told you so, but I've always been quite a big fan, and I knew she would do what. I didn't think she was going to be as dominant as what she has, but I thought she was going to be. She's a world number one in the making. I remember when she won her first Roland Garros. That was the first of many. I mean, she blitzed everyone without dropping a set. She was so young as well. I think that was her first title, wasn't it? Roland Garros.
Ridiculous.
There's something mad about it all, and just. Yeah, I knew from that moment she was going to be the big force on the women's tour, if I'm totally honest. And I know we was talking about Sabalenka a lot even after that, but it was always going to be Iga for me, and then sort of a Saba or someone else.
It was because Saba had that run where she won about 5 tournaments, and she was just looked unplayable on hard courts, and you just thought she has to win a hard court slam, surely. But it just something happened. The double faults crept in. The uncertainty in her own mind crept in. She didn't really regain it, even though she still made like slam semi-finals, even with that bad mentality. So imagine what she can do with a good mentality. Yeah, ridiculous.
So I don't know if you've got any other tweets, do you?
No, I've not got any other up. Obviously, I did have this other thing, but I think I've messed up the group. So we don't need to go to that.
No, right. I'll move on to my ones.
Yeah, it's all right.
This is day one order of play for those interested. So we're going to be started off with Krejcikova Siniakova in the doubles. We're then going to have the first singles match being Pegula Sakkari. And in the evening session will be Ons Jabeur Sabalenka, and Gauff Pegula will be playing. I was going to ask you about that because are they in the same group?
Who?
Gauff and Pegula.
No, they're in different groups.
So they're in different groups, but they're going to be playing the doubles together. Because I was just fascinated if they're in the same group, but yet playing doubles together.
That's a bit crazy, though, isn't it? That you're also in the doubles in the WTA Finals as well, which I think that's credit to both of them. That means they're both good all-round players, both good at the net, both good team players as well. It's very American.
There we go. So 2009, Coco Gauff, Jessica Pegula, the first pair to compete in both singles and doubles WTA final since Serena and Venus in 2009 in Doha. So it just goes to show, I mean, the very best are able to do this, and they're competing in singles and doubles. That is just a credit to their ability, and I mean, they're so young as well. Coco being the youngest in the tour finals, and she's doing doubles and singles. She's a future multiple Grand Slam champion. I think she'll win every Grand Slam, Coco Gauff.
It's still mad. She's like part of the furniture on the tour, isn't she? It just feels weird that Coco Gauff's still so young, and she hasn't even reached close to her potential yet. I fear for everyone on the tour when she does reach her potential. At the moment, obviously, she's the only wall she's coming up against is Iga, really, I'd say. I feel that she could potentially beat anybody else on the tour.
Yeah. So day two, we have Kudermetova Mertens versus Kichenok Ostapenko in the doubles. We're then going to be treated to Iga versus Kasatkina. So number 1 versus number 8.
Wow.
To start things off. So we're going to see the easiest match for Iga to start things off, just to warm her up.
I think it's dangerous.
It's never easy. Kasatkina is a good player, and she will trouble anyone if you're having an off day, because she'll get the ball back, like Ben says. I
think that's maybe the worst starting match for Iga. I know that it's easy to see it as 1 and 8.
Not the worst, man.
No, but you might go in thinking, I've got the least good player, let's say. Number 8 as my first match should cruise this one. If you go in with that mentality, Kasatkina might surprise you.
Listen, I understand what you're saying, but that's a bagel or a breadstick.
Demario was agreeing with you there, saying there's a 6-love, 6-4 income.
We'll get one tight one and one bagel or breadstick in the other set.
Poor Kasatkina.
Well, hopefully you have Kasatkina winning your group then. We'll get on to that in a minute. So in the evening, we've got Coco Gauff Garcia and Dabrowska Olmos versus Danilina and Hadid Maia. Nice to see Hadid Maia making it in the doubles.
Yeah. That is good.
And then my final one before we do predictions is this one. And I wanted to bring it up because, as you all know, I am going quite big on Jessica Pegula. Just give you a little clue of maybe what I might be going for in a minute. But this is Jessica Pegula, the second American player to win 22 WTA 1000 main draw matches in a single season after Serena Williams in 2013, 2014, and 2015. So Serena having the 3 years of dominance there, and Pegula's been able to do it in this 1 year in 2022, winning 22 plus WTA 1000 main draw matches. And I think this is significant because it shows on the big stage. So when a tournament matters, the real big ones, she turns up consistently.
Yes. And
some would say, why she's not done it on a Grand Slam? But it's just tough. A Grand Slam is a little bit more, it's more physical on the body. There's more matches.
Yeah, definitely right. There's more pressure as well. On this one as well, should be noted, who are the crowd going to be supporting in Fort Worth? Probably the Americans. So Jessica Pegula, if she goes deep in this tournament, she's going to have the whole crowd on her side in Texas. And that might be enough to win her a WTA Finals.
Yeah. So here we go. Back to the groups, Ben. This is prediction time. I'm assuming we are doing our predictions on this one, right?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's go.
So we'll start off with the Tracy Austin group. So as far as I'm aware, fill me in if I've got the rules wrong. The top two will advance from group one. The top two will advance from group two. And then first will play second on each group is the semi-finals.
Correct.
The final will be played.
Like
okay, so on that basis, let's pick your number one in the Tracy Austin group.
Definitely Iga. Oh no, what's happened?
I don't know. I think I'm going to go Iga as well.
Oh, whew. That was a
big risk. I'm going to go Iga as number one for this group. Let's do number one now for Nancy Richey.
I think it's going to be Jessica Pegula.
Oh, come on, Ben. You can't have mine.
Why?
Well, I'm definitely having Jessica Pegula. This picks itself for me. I'm confident it's going to be number one.
Cool.
So number two now for the Tracy Austin.
This is the tough one. This one is really tough. And I think I might go Daria Kasatkina. Call me crazy.
Okay, then. So, right. So, Kasatkina, you think she's losing to Iga?
Yeah, but then beating the other two.
But will she win a set? Because it will matter if she wins a set, right?
Yeah, it all matters.
So she could take a set against Iga, you reckon? So who's Kasatkina beaten then? Gauff and Garcia. She beats both of them.
She's got a 2-0 record against Gauff. I know it doesn't play too much, and she has beaten Garcia before. I think it's not a bad group for Kasatkina, and she's coming in good form. So I don't know. Call me crazy.
No, I agree. It's not a bad. It could be a lot worse for her for sure. Having Gauff, if she's got a good record against, and then Garcia, as who I would say the one on the decline at the moment, is a nice one. She's just split with her coach as well, and that's why I would say that Garcia finishes bottom of the group. And I'm going to have Coco Gauff advancing in number two.
Yeah, is interested in this one as well. Obviously, we do have one Russian and one Belarusian in this as well. Obviously, we just had the United Cup thing, and I think they've been omitted from that, which is very sad. So great to see them being allowed into this tournament.
Yeah,
so Nancy Richey group. So our number two pick, who's it going to be? We both got Pegula, Saber, Sakkari, Jabeur. I'm going to be going Maria Sakkari. You know it already.
Well, I'm definitely not going Maria Sakkari. In fact, I put Sakkari fourth. I think she finishes rock bottom of the group, Maria Sakkari.
Horrible.
I'm going for Aryna Sabalenka to advance, and I'm going for Pegula Saber to come out of the group.
I think it's going to be double faults, sadly. So I'm going to be going for, I think they are the two sort of informed, Pegula, Sakkari.
So just to give you an update, that would then mean my semi-finalists will be Iga Sabalenka and Pegula Coco Gauff.
And I'm Iga Kasatkina and Pegula Sakkari.
Okay, so the first one. So Iga versus Sabalenka. That tough. One really, no, that picks itself, unfortunately, because I think that is not really a big matchup. And I spoke about it earlier. No, I don't think it is. I think Iga against Sabalenka, it just...
What?
It's not, mate. It's not a big matchup.
The only time that she lost to her was at the WTA finals last year.
No, I'm
That's the
telling
only
you.
loss that
I
she's
know
had
what
to
you're saying.
Saba.
It's not happening again.
Well, maybe she's
It's
a
not.
different player.
It is not happening now. I just don't think. When I say it's not a big matchup, it's a great match.
Iga is
Don't get me
different
wrong.
now, though.
It's a
not
good
the
matchup,
same.
but I just don't think Iga's going to be troubled by Sabalenka. In fact, she gets troubled by more so from probably Pegula, Sakkari, or Jabeur than Saba. I just have a weird feeling. I don't think that is a matchup which is going to be close. So on that basis, I've got Iga 100% in my final, defeating Sabalenka.
My one, well, both of the ones we picked are tough. So I've got Iga Sakkari as a semi-final.
That for me is closer than Iga Saba.
Well, Sakkari has a winning head-to-head against Iga, 3-2, and that makes it slightly more tricky. Do I think that she's going to struggle? I think that Sakkari struggles when you go deep and gets pressured in tournaments. That's the problem.
That's the
and
thing.
Iga's going to put the pressure on her. I think she levels the head-to-head. That head-to-head won't be in favour of Sakkari for much longer. I think Iga goes.
Sakkari would have a better chance of beating Iga in the group.
Yeah, in the group, but not now. Not
No.
semis.
So we've both got Iga in the final. The next one, I've got Coco Gauff Pegula. Now, I mean, that's very interesting. Of course, they're playing doubles together. That'll be the semi-final. Imagine if they're advancing in the doubles, then have to face each other for the semis. I don't know. Maybe can you bring up the head-to-head of them two? Because it'd be fascinating to see. I know we've got it all there, so it's quite good.
Sure. Oh, sorry, mate. Go on.
So what is it? So Pegula, Coco Gauff.
It's just one love to Gauff.
So 1-love to Gauff.
Oof. Not much to go off.
I'm going to go Coco Gauff to beat Pegula.
Wow. I mean, that's a big call.
That's a big call.
Massive call.
And the head-to-head just tipped me over the edge. I really thought I was going to go Pegula here, but I'm going to go Coco Gauff.
It's only if I've got the head-to-head. Have I got this head-to-head right? I don't even trust anything that I've got. The head-to-head is in favour of Pegula, not in favour of Coco Gauff.
What? So what would you tell me?
I think I've got it the wrong way round, mate. I'm sorry. I think I've had a mare with this head-to-head
Again,
thing.
you did it last year as well.
I know. I don't know what it's one.
Oh, and so what is it? 1-love to Pegula. What was the score?
It's in Dubai, 6-4, 6-4 earlier this year.
Okay, I'm going to stick with. I'm still sticking with Gauff. I've already said it now. You've already screwed me over.
Apologies for that.
I'm going to go Coco Gauff in the final to play Iga.
I don't think I can go against Pegula. I'm going to have it's got to be a Pegula. She'll beat Kasatkina. It'll be Pegula Iga. I think that's the one that everyone's sort of expecting.
Yeah, that's the on paper the one what's going to happen, but it never happens on paper. WTA Finals ever. I mean, all the years I've seen it, it doesn't happen like that. So that's why I thought it's not going to be an Iga Pegula.
Gauff
What everyone thinks it's going to be. So I'm going to go Iga Gauff for the final. And I'm going to probably surprise you even more. I'm going to have, after Iga has just beaten Coco Gauff in the group, she's going to lose the final to Coco Gauff.
What? No
and
way.
I think Coco Gauff is going to win this year's WTA Tour Finals.
Incredible.
It's happening, mate. Coco Gauff to win this year's WTA Tour Finals. No one's talking about it.
The youngest one.
She's not a big favourite. She's the youngest in. She's done the singles and the doubles. She's a complete athlete. Brilliant role model. A player who I think will be able to stay calm under pressure. And every single big occasion she's been thrown into in her career, she's been able to do amazing things. Her first Wimbledon at 15 years old, beat Venus Williams. She's first now in a WTA Finals against some of the best 8 players this year. She's gonna win it all. Listen, Coco Gauff is gonna take it all.
Impressive if she does. The big question is, can Iga win this tournament as well? Pegula, the in-form person coming into this, she's got the American crowd on her side. That could tip the balance against Iga. But I don't know. I want the Iga. I'm building the Iga skyline right now, and I want one more thing on the Iga skyline. I want one more massive trophy just to finish it all off, and then we can unveil the skyline at the end of this year, and we can really celebrate Iga's, another trophy for her incredible 2022. This is how it ends. Iga takes the lot.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it happening. Especially the mad thing for me is if Iga makes the final, it's difficult to look past her with her record in finals. I believe she only just lost one, hasn't she, recently? And that was against Barbara Krejcikova, and it was pretty close.
So close.
So she's just
sick.
She's the queen of finals. So it's a massive ask. I'm going for something a bit wild. I don't want to play it too safe because the main reason I'm not playing it safe is because I feel the WTA finals, you never really get the favourite winning it. So that's what I'm going off, that logic of the past. However, I would agree with Ben. Iga, the favourite to win it. It's going to be difficult to look past her. Instead, for my prediction, I'm going Coco Gauff. But let us know in the comment section, who do you have winning the WTA finals? We're going to cover as much of it as possible. We've also got the Paris Masters coming up very soon, and we've got all of the top players. Go check out my draw reaction if you've not seen it, speaking about some of the paths for Rafa, Djokovic, etc. And yeah, we'll wrap it up there. Anything left to say?
No, just I'm excited for it all to kick off. We're covering a match coming up in a few minutes. Alcaraz versus Felix. Make sure to join us for that one.
Exactly that. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you very soon.
Goodbye.